My driver thought he was a hero for getting a coworker arrested. He didn't know I had his wife's phone number. I own a small restaurant. One day I got a phone call. One of my servers, let's call her Janice, got into trouble with the police. She was caught with a guy in a booth at a place nearby. It was messy, but something felt very strange. How did the police find them in a back booth before the staff did? The police walked right to them. They knew exactly where to go. The restaurant staff told me they never called the police. Someone outside must have made the call. I sat Janice down to talk. I wanted to hear her side. She told me she knew who did it. She said it was Sami. He was one of our drivers. He dropped her off that day and saw a guy walk in after her. I asked why he'd do that. She told me Sami was obsessed with her. He'd been trying to get her into bed for months. And she said something that made my blood cold. She said he once tried to force himself on her. She had to fight him off. She didn't tell me because she didn't want him to get fired. She didn't even want to press charges. This guy was going to get away with it. I wasn't going to let that happen. I called Sami into my office. I asked if he'd heard about Janice. He didn't look ashamed. He looked happy. He bragged about calling the police. He said she was a bad woman. He said he was a religious man and had to report her. I looked him dead in the eye. I told him I knew what he did to Janice. He actually mumbled that he only tried once. I almost lost my mind. I fired him right there. I handed him a one-way ticket to his home country. His flight left in 4 hours. I told him to get out of my sight. But I wasn't done. I found his old job application. I had his home phone number. I knew his wife lived there. He always showed us pictures of her. He was so proud of how pretty she was. I waited until his plane took off. I knew he couldn't use his phone in the air. He was stuck for hours. I called the number. His wife answered. I told her I was his boss. I told her I just fired him and he was on his way home. Then I told her why. I told her he tried to attack a girl half his age. I heard her gasp. She was in total shock. Honestly, I think telling his wife was the only way to get real justice. I hung up the phone before she could say a word. I still wonder what happened when his plane finally touched down.